Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Locker Room with Voice of the People TV. I am Jerry Apelohai, and we've got a thrilling show for you today. We're talking about the UEFA Champions League, the second leg. So much attention, definitely to those who are out and those who are still in. But definitely, there's been a lot of controversy with what is going on outside of the pitch, and it's all about Atalanta's coach Gasperini versus Ademola Lookman, who is the current African Footballer of the Year. We'll be digging into that and more on the show this lovely afternoon. And joining me today are the usual suspects, talking about Ikechukwu and Mayowa, who will be joining us virtually this lovely afternoon. And of course, Ikechukwu, would I say you're making a controversial return? Or another exciting return? Maybe today you'll not be controversial.
Well, I mean, if saying the truth, like I always say, means controversy, then of course I'll always make a controversial return. Good evening, Jerry.
Wow.
Good evening to our viewers. Once again, so very beautiful. It's once again another very beautiful day to talk football here on the Locker Room. So I just can't wait to get the ball rolling.
All right, we just can't wait to get the ball rolling. Okay, we appreciate your comments on our previous edition of the show, talking about those who continue to drop their comments, and of course, also acknowledge those who tried to call in yesterday, as we also encourage you to call in live as we are on Locker Room this lovely afternoon. You can call in via the WhatsApp platform. You can also drop your comment on whatever you feel definitely affects you as far as that one is concerned. Of course, we'll be taking a look at the comments that we made most recently, which was yesterday, as the show progresses, and we'll also address all of the issues as far as the Locker Room is concerned. All right, it's all about Ademola Lookman versus his coach, talking about Gian Piero Gasperini, and of course the head coach of Atlanta said that Lookman shouldn't have taken the sport kick they were awarded in the 1-3 loss to Club Brugge, which saw them get eliminated from the UEFA Champions League. And the Nigerian was introduced in the second half as he marked his return from injury after almost a month out. And he immediately showed his importance by pulling a goal back to bring the scores to 3-1. Atlanta will later awarded a penalty and a chance to further reduce the deficit. Lookman picked up the ball and delivered a poor penalty, which was comfortably saved by Simon Mignolet, who was one time a Liverpool goalkeeper. And to let you know that that guy has a lot of degrees for a goalkeeper. I think he has close to 8 or 9 degrees. Talking about Simon Mignolet, he understands lots of languages, but that is not the story. But since then, the fans have been blasting Gasperini for disrespecting Lookman, and some have said that he shouldn't have said that about him, and he shouldn't have called him out, and they're blaming him for not starting him, and a lot of permutations have come in as regards that. Okay, we'll be taking a look at what Gasperini actually said about Ademola Lookman. If our producers can bring it up, we have something on that where he said something about talking about Ademola Lookman. He said he wasn't supposed to take the penalty. He's one of the worst penalty kick takers I have ever seen. And of course, you know how these coaches talk. Italians as well. They are very, very hot when they are making their conversations. Mostly when they are not happy, they can say a lot of things. And he said that Ademola Lookman is one of the worst penalty kick takers he has ever seen. Even in training, he doesn't have a good rate of scoring from the spot. He's the coach. He understands why he's saying that. And of course, the emotions were running very high. And the coach could be saying the truth, but some people were not still comfortable coming from the coach after that game.
Okay, so Jerry, there's a saying that, there's actually time for everything. There are certain things you do. You might be doing the right thing at the wrong time. You can also be doing the wrong thing at the right time. You understand? This is a man who is actually doing the right thing at the wrong time. Emotions are actually very high. Ademola Lookman has actually delivered the goods on a very good day for this club. It has actually saved this club from the dead. In fact, they are Europa League champions today. It's courtesy of this guy, the reigning African Footballer of the Year. This guy has given so much. He came off the bench, he got a goal, gave you guys a lifeline back into the game, and of course, he lost that penalty. I think the best thing the coach would have said is that, his best penalty takers didn't take the penalty, or entirely just don't make a comment about it, saying that yes, you had a bad game, but then you just chose to pick on your best player in the last season. I don't know, but then first it was Victor Osimhen after they won the championship, talking about the Scudetto. Now it's Ademola Lookman, Bergamo boys. He led them to glory. He's facing the same thing after winning the African Footballer of the Year and of course winning a major honor with the club side. It tells you something about how African players are largely treated. And this is one thing I'll always say, right? Until we start fixing ourselves, treating ourselves better, this sort of respect or this sort of disrespect will not stop. This is not the first time players, go into games like this and then lose crucial penalties. Lionel Messi has lost a crucial penalty that would have, perhaps made them the first team to repeat the Champions League before Real Madrid did it. They would have won the Champions League, but of course, the Chelsea thing happened. He lost that penalty against Chelsea, and that was how they got knocked out in the Champions League. Big players have actually, fallen short in the biggest of moments. Nwankwo Kanu and Victor Ikweba, Nations Cup finals against Cameroon 2000. Ikweba played the penalty, even though he scored, of course, because there was no VAR. He placed his hand on his head. The rest is history. This things happen. Players lose penalty. Why do you condemn? Calling him out at this crucial time when the entire player. Okay, what happens to that player who actually was the skipper of the side? Made them play one man down. Why didn't you call him out for that nasty behavior? These sort of things is one of those things you look at. You start asking yourself, am I actually in the right place? Now, this begs the question, is Ademola Lookman supposed to remain at Atalanta? This is the time he has to move because you know how they say, when you stay too long in a place you are bigger than, this disrespect would definitely come. And this is one of the signs he needs to pack his bag and say goodbye to Atalanta.
All right, slow your roll. Let's go over to Maiwa, who is virtually with us right now. Maiwa, you're welcome to the show.
Well, it's always amazing to be here. The thing is, I saw the press release, and it really made my blood boil. I don't understand why you have to single out Ademola Lookman. You didn't start him. He came in the second half, and he changed the game around. After coming in, he was the only person that scored the goal for Atlanta. He gave you guys, yes, a whole lot of people will say you are as good as your last match. They pay you every week to deliver. He came in that particular game to deliver. What happened to those defenders that allowed Club Brugge to score 3 goals? What happened to them? Why is he not calling them out? Why is he singling out Ademola Lookman? What happened to the person that gave away a penalty in the last minutes of their first leg? What happened to that? I think Gasperini should apologize. Ademola Lookman has shot back, but I think that statement is not strong enough. I think I would have expected him to come up with a strongly worded statement calling Gasperini out. You don't do that to a player, that has dealt with, Atlanta with the highest of professionalism. He has given his all to Atlanta, and they have rewarded from his hard work in terms of delivering an European title for them. I don't understand the reason why Gasperini did that. Probably maybe something was boiling over, behind the scenes that we don't know about. But no player, no sensible coach that wants unity and peace in his team will call out an Ademola Lookman. Probably maybe because there's a particular Matteo Rategui that has been scoring goals for fun. Probably he feels that person might be able to replace Ademola Lookman. Maybe that's the reason why he decides, to call Ademola Lookman. But as far as I'm concerned, I think the future of Ademola Lookman, might be coming to an end in that particular club. By the end of June, I think Ademola Lookman should find his way and leave Napoli. It seems Ademola Lookman is no longer welcome in Napoli. The same thing, I said Napoli, Atlanta. The same thing they did to Osimhen in Napoli, posting a racist picture, mocking him and the rest of that. And the next thing we know, he was frozen out of the team and chased away like a thief in the night. The same thing might happen to Ademola Lookman if he does not leave. I think it's high time he leaves. Gasperini has lost it, and I'm highly disappointed.
All right, okay. We're going to take a look at Ademola Lookman's comments. He has proven to be an Omo Oluwabi in terms of he has proven that he still has respect. Talking about due to his home training, okay? and he has tried as much as possible to use some way of respect to reply, because back in the day, players wouldn't even want to even say anything. They know their coach is a hothead. But if you carefully look at that Atlanta side, do you know somehow that Ademola Lookman is not first choice? It's only on selected games that Ademola Lookman gets to really start. Even since all this while, even in the Europa League, it's on selected occasions where they have no choice to have to use Ademola Lookman because he's the go-to man that will get those goals. But if there are other players that can actually do it, Gasperini doesn't really see Ademola Lookman as his first choice. It's just that Ademola Lookman has proven unbenchable. That is why you see that he puts in extra effort to clear the coach's doubt about his abilities. And that is why he has soared in spite of all of the discrimination he has suffered in the team. I'm just talking from my own perspective of what I've seen. You can see that Ademola Lookman is struggling to prove a point each time he's on the pitch. So either the coach, who maybe talks down on him when during training, or the way he treats him. Because he even said, okay, I would like to take his comments for the benefit of our viewers to really understand my own point of view as far as talking about his statement is concerned. Okay, if I want to take it right now, he said, okay, that it saddens me on a day like this to have to write the statement, and most of all because of what we've achieved together as a team and as a city. And of course, he said that being singled out in the manner I have been not only hurt, but feels deeply disrespectful, not least because of the immense hard work and commitment I've always put in each and every day to help bring success to this club and to the incredible fans of Bergamo. And also, of course, he said that in truth, I have dealt with many difficult moments during my time here, the majority of which I have never spoken about because of my opinion. In my opinion, the team must always be protected and must come first. And this makes what happened last night even more hurtful. And along with our incredible fans, we as a team are hurting too with last night's result. And during the match, the designated penalty taker instructed me to take the penalty, and to support the team, I took responsibility in the moment to do so. Great players have lost penalties. Ademola Lookman is not the first. And it shows that there's a deep hurt. There's a history that would have led to all of this. And normally Ademola Lookman will not say anything. I think he just had to say something.
I mean, we can sit here and start naming great players, losing crucial penalties. I'm not just talking about great players now. I'm talking about all-time greats. I'm talking about players who have won the Ballon d'Or. Losing penalties at their crucial moments, right? We can start from Roberto Baggio in '94 World Cup finals against Brazil. He lost the penalty.
Cristiano Ronaldo too.
Cristiano Ronaldo, 2013 Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. He lost the penalty. Even in the 2008 finals against Chelsea, he lost the penalty. I just spoke of Lionel Messi not quite long also against Chelsea. He lost the penalty. Crucial moments. These are defining moments for their club side. These things happen to the biggest of them all. It is not. I mean, these guys are not even they're not even spirits. They're humans. I mean, this error, this sort of moment is expected of them. But then for Gasperini to actually be acting this way towards Ademola Lookman shows, that he doesn't really respect his person. He just respects his trade. He just respects what he brings to the team. Ademola Lookman is a key player. In fact, the most important player for that Napoli side. He is actually what Osimhen was for Napoli in their championship winning side for the Bergamo side. Again, if you have a player like this, a player of this quality, now if you go to the market, you want to buy a player like Ademola Lookman now to Napoli, it's going to be very expensive. I don't even think they can afford a player like Ademola Lookman now, current market value. Anyway, they can't, right? They got him, you want to call it the bargain of the summer. They got him at a very, very, at a very, very cheap price, right? He got there and he did the job for them. It goes back to what I was saying. Until we start respecting ourselves, giving ourselves the utmost respect as humans in Africa, we will definitely not get that respect outside. Nobody's going to give us that respect until we respect ourselves and show the world that we can actually do our thing. And then we are coming there not because we are looking for survival, but we are coming there because we just want to actually express ourselves in another climate. This is exactly why our players move into in other countries and then they shut them up and they treat them badly. It goes back to a couple of days we were having a conversation about the Osimhen, Conte and Osimhen Finidi saga, right? If a player is at his peak of power, there are certain things you don't throw at that player. Now, Ademola Lookman today is the 14th best player in the world. Now, when you treat the top 20 best player in the world with this level of disrespect, it says a lot about you as a human. And I think the Italian FA need to really step in, look at how managers of their indigenous managers treat players. Because it's so sad seeing a player who brought joy. I mean, when was the last time an Italian side actually won an European Championship? These are the questions they should be asking. And now, who made that happen?
All right, okay. Maiwa, you've also heard the statement from Ademola Lookman, the African Footballer of the Year. Okay, we have a caller. Let's take our caller. Hello? You're welcome to Locker Room.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good afternoon from here. Okay, good morning.
Sorry, good afternoon.
All right.
This is Tarid calling from Chicago.
All right, Tari, you tried calling in yesterday.
I was
Yeah.
I was trying like 5 times, but I understand maybe you guys are carried away with discussion. Okay. Let's go with this. Enough is enough. These people. Hello, can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. These people, I mean, they always do that, Me and my colleagues yesterday we are discussing about this boy that playing for Manchester United, Garnacho.
Okay.
He came out one time. He said Ronaldo is the best, whatever is out there. Till now, Argentina doesn't want him anymore because he chose Ronaldo ahead of Messi. I mean, like what this guy just said, Ike said, we don't give ourselves respect, I mean, for real, you come from home. Let's be honest. I mean, if our people, respect, and then look at all African people. That's why nobody can push Egypt people, especially Salah. There's nothing you can say about Salah in Egypt or on the Arab people. They will tell you is number one. Definitely, these people. I mean, this guy. I was watching their game every weekend. This man that called his name, the coach. They never won one game since Ademola left that store. They never. Probably they played draw or they never even score. Your best player, you call him out with what? Because of penalty. I mean, this is the best time for Ademola to leave that club. This is the best time for him to. I mean, I'm feeling sorry for that boy, because I mean, look at him yesterday. He was very even shocked, like he just said earlier on. Like the boy is very well brought up. He's not somebody that look high to high with. He's very respectful boy. He was if this Osimhen is gonna talk back. We know. He has aggressive, but that boy just calm down.
Gasperini is lucky he's not Osimhen. He would have been funny.
Osimhen wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
The statement will not be this soft.
He won't say anything.
The comment will not be. The statement
Forget
will not
this
be
thing.
soft.
See, let's be very honest.
Unless it's a local
If there's anybody who will speak between Osimhen and Ademola Lookman, I think Ademola Lookman stands a better chance. He's a British citizen. You understand?
Yeah, Osimhen, that's what I'm saying.
Osimhen won't say. See, if Osimhen won't say anything, not only Nigerian passport you get.
Osimhen will say a lot.
He won't say. What did he say to Napoli?
Let me tell you.
It is Finidi because it's just an African African thing.
Also a time, okay. Tarid, go ahead.
Let me recall you guys back. Remember when the Balletti, when they first started before they got the Scudetto, Balletti sent him out. I mean, I don't know what happened on the pitch that day. They were practicing. He has to face Balletti on the field. That's Osimhen at that time.
Yeah.
Why they tell him to go out? You just throw the jersey away. You took the
Yes.
jersey from the
Yeah, I
practice, and
remember.
then you throw.
There were even
Yeah.
countless
So
of times
Osimhen will
when
say
he threw
something.
tantrums on
Yeah,
at
Osimhen
the
will say
stadium.
something.
Yeah.
Ademola is well bred up.
But
It's
Ademola
not
would
like
never do that. He
yeah.
would just
Ademola
keep
is
his
calm. He's
cool.
a calm guy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. I mean, a lot of people will say something. You know, like I
Osimhen will
said.
still
I
tweak
mean,
something very harsh.
yeah. Thank you. Anyway,
All right. Thank you
thank you.
very much,
You guys
Darryl.
are doing good job. Good
All right.
job.
All right. Thank you
All
very
right.
much, Darryl. Okay. And definitely a lot to say about the whole situation. Maiwa, I wanted you to react to the statement from Ademola Lookman.
Well, for me, I think sometimes I'm a proud Yoruba guy. Sometimes our culture hinder us from saying some things, and sometimes it annoys me a whole lot because you're always thinking of you don't want to say something that will bring disrespect to the culture, and you want to be well behaved. And I think that's the reason why he's changed himself, and he was not saying anything. And what saddens me about that message, apart from the fact that I don't agree with the way he worded, that I would have expected him to go out with something very strong, is the fact that you know he has been suffering under Gasperini. Gasperini has been treating him poorly based on that a statement he released. This is not the first time. There has been an occasion. There has been occasions whereby Gasparini will berate him behind the scenes, and Ademola Lookman will not say anything. I think that's the reason why Gasparini is emboldened to do that. See, the thing is this: yes, you are the coach, but as a coach, you have to respect your players. Some of them might not say anything, but the respect you accord them, is the respect that they will accord you back, is the respect that they will use in working with you. However, in the case of Gasparini, it seems he has a bone to pick with Ademola Lookman, and that's the reason why somebody that just won African Footballer of the Year delivered the Europa League to you. He's even one of the top goal scorers in Atlanta at the moment. Yet that is the only person you felt you could belittle and berate and the rest of that. The bottom line is this: Ademola Lookman should leave Atlanta. If he doesn't leave Atlanta, I will not be surprised if the same treatment that they gave to Osimhen is being meted out to him. I just hope after this season I hope he's able to get a good agent that will be able to get him a club that is worthwhile in Europe, and not all this second-hand club that a lot of our Nigerians decide to play for.
All right, and of course, even the fans forum of the Italian Serie A side, Atalanta, have issued a statement on the criticism of Ademola Lookman by the coach of the team after his penalty miss. And of course, the fans have asked the coach to apologize to Ademola Lookman with immediate effect, and they were not happy with Gasperini. So the fans have said it all.
I mean, it shows a lot about how well they value the player and what he's brought to the side. I mean, look at Atlanta a couple of seasons back. The last time Atlanta came into the picture as a team that is actually doing well in the Italian Serie A was during the time of this Ilicic, the guy who actually caught his wife in the matrimonial bed with someone who actually, at the end of the day, actually messed up with his mental health that made him, dump his career for something else just to basically, survive. But then they are back at the very helm of Italian football. They might not have won its Scudetto, but then yes, Europe recognized them because of one man, Ademola Lookman. I mean, his hat-trick against a Bundesliga. I think that should be emphasized against the side that won the golden Bundesliga shield. Talking about Bayern Leverkusen, and then he did a hat-trick against them in that final, the very first, in European Championship. And then you just want to mess him up like that. It shows that the fans really, really respect him, and they've shown one thing, that they've really, really distanced themselves away from the club or whatever it is that the management of the club have. If it is coming from management to actually bring Ademola Lookman down, then they've shown that they are not part of it, and it's a very good one for me.
All right, so Maiwa, what do you think about the fans asking that the coach apologizes to Lookman?
I think they are very right. You cannot be bringing down one of your best players, players that will probably guarantee you, competing in the highest of highest. I mean, his goals has contributed to where Atlanta is in the Italian Serie A. So definitely, I think they are very right. The coach should be made to apologize. If not, they should also involve, the management of the club too should also be involved in this, because it doesn't make any sense. The hierarchy in the club, they are keeping quiet, they are not saying anything. I want to assume, I'm not there, but I want to assume that probably they might have reached out to Ademola, Lookman, or Gasperini behind the scene and tell him to apologize. But the thing is the fans are very right. Gasperini needs to apologize. And even if he apologizes, I hope he's not apologizing for this alone and go back and treat him poorly again. If he's apologizing, he should apologize and also change his way. Because I mean, the statement from Ademola Lookman is very indicting. It is not the first time he's berating him. After apologizing, he needs to change his attitude towards how he treats Ademola Lookman.
All right, he needs to change his attitude as well. And coming from Ademola Lookman, as coming from Maiwa in that aspect. Okay, still taking a look at more football action, but this time around, because of time, we'll talk a little bit as well about what's happening in the Nigerian Professional Football League, where Super Eagles coach spies on Ikorodu City versus Plateau United match. And of course, Eric Chell will be in attendance today to watch the NPFL match between Ikorodu City and Plateau United, which takes place at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena in Lagos. We understand that the NFF is also in Lagos to sign a partnership deal with an automobile company, and that was also done today. I hope this partnership, when the money starts coming, we'll be hearing what is being done with the funds. Not that you sign a partnership and tomorrow they'll say they don't have money to do this, they can't do this, they can't do that. And I don't know, the game between Ikorodu City and Plateau United, how many players is he going to discover after watching the game? That's another question. Mariwa, maybe, I don't know, Chell will have something to say after the match that he's going to pick an Ikorodu City player who's going to be second choice to Osimhen, or maybe a Ikorodu City player to play in the defense for the Super Eagles against Zimbabwe, if not Rwanda.
Well, it's a good start. I mean, we've been clamoring for our coaches, to go and watch our boys play. I think it's a good start. Definitely, I don't see anybody from Ikorodu City making it to the Rwanda game, because the Rwanda game is very close by. But definitely, it's a good one that is going to watch those games. That is where you will be able to discover people that you can integrate into the national team. And we've been clamoring for this, and it's a good step for the NFF that are signing deal with an automobile company. The question is this: how many locally produced cars do the NFF have in their garage? I hope the NFF, they need to change course. If you are signing a partnership with a Nigerian owned automobile company, then you should also be using their car.
Okay, also using their car. I know what will happen. Even if the cars are available, you will start seeing mosquitoes driving it within the Lagos and Abuja metropolis. Ikechukwu?
Well, I mean, for the Super Eagles game coming up, which the NHL wants to monitor Ikorodu City and Plateau United. I mean, I don't think it's actually out of the place, considering the fact that Ikorodu City has a player in the middle of the pack for the Chan Eagles, talking about Tohib Gidadu, and Plateau United also have an attacker in Vincent Timitokwe. So yes, you might want to go see these guys, right? You want to see if they can actually be part of the Super Eagles setup going into that particular team. It's all about building a team, right? You want to see if they actually have what it takes to actually, complete the side and also help to push these guys to actually reach their very, very best limit. So, but then, talking about this, partnership deal that I just mentioned, that one, I mean, it's not the first time we are seeing partnership deal, right? And how much of this deal, how much of the consequence of, or rather, have we seen the product of this deal really translate into, bringing a lot into our football development? Have we seen this deal actually help us to actually develop as not just as a league, but of course as a national team? Because of course, we've seen a lot of countries, even in South America, even in Europe, their training kit is branded by other sponsors, right? So if we start having this sort of thing, it's actually good. But then, how much of this money coming in are we going to see in our actual football development? It's a very good step if we continue to see more of this. But then, can we actually trust the pockets this money is coming into? These are the big questions. These are the issues.
These are the issues. Okay, and that game is supposed to start any moment from now. Talking about the game between Ikorodu City and Plateau United, we can confirm that Ikorodu City have already posted it on their X handle, expecting Eric Chow to be there, but no confirmed report if he has been sighted yet. But definitely, maybe when we come back on talking about locker room tomorrow, we're able to give you sights and sounds of what's happening at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, where Plateau United are playing Ikorodu City in the city of Lagos. All right, let's talk about the UEFA Champions League. Actions went down last night, and definitely one of them was the game between Bayern Munich and Celtic of Scotland, and that game ended 1-1. Alfonso Davies struck in the 4th minute of added time to edge Bayern through at the expense of Celtic, who looked for more than half an hour like taking this tie to extra time. And after missing 4 first-half chances, Nicholas Kuhn took advantage of Ming-Jae Kim's lapse to put the Scottish champions ahead just after the hour. And the visitors very nearly hung on for the additional 30 minutes, with Davies finally bundling in after Leon Goretzka had been denied by goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel late on. And player of the match, definitely Kasper Schmeichel. He made sure that Celtic came out of that game with a respectable draw, than to finish haughtily by 3-2 on aggregate. For Bayern Munich, I'm not convinced. If I'm trying to remember, Brendan Rodgers is the current coach of Celtic, will take his team away to Germany at the Allianz Arena and come out with a draw, I think there's something about this Bayern side that shows me that they won't go far in this Champions League.
Of course, one of the first things I talked about anytime I see this Bayern Munich side is, a very good car with an inexperienced driver. This company has shown that he's really not, up there when it comes to managing a top side. Right? He might be a good manager, but then this Bayern Munich job is way too big for him. And trust me, he's enjoying his time at the Allianz Arena because of the quality of players and the disparity between Bayern Munich and other teams in terms of quality. In the German Bundesliga. And now in Europe, he's met a manager who is obviously way more experienced. He knows how to he has actually managed, a top team in England, talking about Liverpool, and then a man who has actually, of course, he has won the Scottish League on multiple occasions, so he knows what it takes to actually win championship. And then he came with a lesser in terms of quality side, and he went to the Allianz Arena. He almost actually got the result right, but of course, these are one of those games you look at and say, is this man really ready for this job? Yes, if Bayern Munich, they can obviously still win the Champions League. They've got the quality, but I don't think the quality will be enough for them to actually win it if they meet a side who's got a very good quality and an experienced manager. Is going to definitely tell on them. And like you said, I don't think this is a team that is ready for the Champions League.
All right, Mario, what's happening with Bayern Munich? It seems like these are too big issue for talking about Vincent Kompany to fill with the way manner they played Celtic. If they play a bigger side, I think Bayern would have been out of the Champions League by now.
Definitely. Ike Chukwu is very spot on what he said about Bayern Munich. I was one of those that complained when Vincent Kompany was appointed. I don't think he has the capability to be able to take Bayern Munich forward. He has shown over time that he doesn't have the experience, especially in the Champions League. In the Champions League, he's always exposed. His only saving grace in the league is because Leverkusen decided to draw 7 games and lose 1. That's his only saving grace. Apart from that, if not for the fact that Leverkusen drew 7 games in the Bundesliga, definitely Bayern will not be winning the league. That's just Leverkusen handed the league to them, and that's the reason why they probably win the league. A whole lot of quality players, but it seems company cannot get the best out of them. They are always struggling. And that's the reason. Even in their league, some of the games that they won, when they meet a decent enough side, they struggle to win, and that has been that has shown consistently over the season. I don't think he takes it. I don't think he has it in him to be able to take Bayern Munich forward. I think Bayern Munich is just making up the numbers for the next round. I don't see them going beyond the round of 16 with how they displayed themselves. Kudos to Kasper Schmeichel. Yes, it was a late goal, late, the lapses in concentration, allowed Davis to be able to sneak in and score that goal, which was very awful. But in any case, that's the beauty of the Champions League. Until the final whistle is blown, you are not sure if you are qualifying. And, in as much as, I have it out for Company and his team. Kudos to Bayern Munich. But the bottom line is this: they are making it to the round of 16.
The bottom line, they are into the round of 16. They say it doesn't matter how you get there, but just get there. That is the story of Bayern Munich. But let's talk about Atlanta, which has generated a lot of controversy, talking about what happened after the game. But in that game, I saw an Atlanta side that have lost all the steam. We saw them assume in the Europa League. It seems like the Champions League is not their terrain. They were beaten convincingly at home by as much as 3 goals down in the first half. They lost the first leg by 2 goals to 0. We thought they were going to hit the ground running at home. Ademola Lookman was left on the bench. He was the only shining light in that game. And of course, he missed the penalty, and they say the rest is history. What's happening to this team? Even when Ademola Lookman was out injured, they only managed to win 1 game in 7 games, which was really a bad record coming into this game.
I mean, it's happened to Man City as well. Their best player got injured and they are struggling. But this is not even about the best player getting injured. It says a lot about the team. And of course, it's economics, a lot of diminishing return. It shows again that Atlanta is not a top side. I mean, big teams know how to actually manage it when they get to the summit. Right? They always say that your form will take you there, or your class will keep you there. And Atlanta has shown that they don't have the class. One player, one tree can never make a forest. And this is where they belong. They come back to where they belong. And we keep on seeing this sort of teams go get one good season and then they drop again. It's exactly what happened to Bayern Leverkusen. They won the league unbeaten and the following season started struggling. Big teams, when they get to that summit, they stay there at least 2-3 seasons before you start experiencing decline. Maybe because they change the coach or the crux or the bulk of players that actually made that happen have left or they are aging. This is the difference between a top quality side and a side that is actually just pretending to be a top quality side.
All right, and of course, there were also other games of Benfica and Monaco ending 3-3. And of course, it was Benfica qualifying on aggregate by 4-3. And there was one certain player that scored for Monaco, an 18-year-old Nigerian, George Elenihena. And then they will talk about him, maybe switching to play for the Super
I think you mentioned him yesterday.
Yeah, we mentioned him yesterday. He's quite a very interesting young lad. I saw the goal. And his stats of late have proven that maybe he has come to stay. As an 18-year-old scoring the Champions League adds so much to your confidence. And of course, you can see the results of the other games played yesterday. And of course, AC Milan definitely disappointing a lot of Italian Serie A fans. And the 2 Italian sides are out. Talking about Atalanta and AC Milan. This, on a good day, AC Milan should be dispatching fair enough. But they were not good enough, even on the home turf. And too sad for the likes of Samuel Chukwueze, who's also part of the team. And some have even been asking for the AC Milan's coach head. But it is what it is. Let's talk about the second leg playoff tonight. Wednesday action, we'll see one of the most talked about fixture. That's the game between Real Madrid against Manchester City. It's going to be happening at the Santiago Bernabeu. That's tough. Is one of the most dreaded turf for away teams as far as the UEFA Champions League is concerned. Real Madrid has slaughtered a lot of great sides at that stadium. And of course, Manchester City is looking like the next available meat for butcher. It's going to be a very big one, a tall order for Pep Guardiola's side. But if there's any man on a good day that can go to the Bernabeu and secure results, one of them has to be Pep Guardiola, but not this current Manchester City that has not really impressed in terms of their form.
I think in terms of form, they are really not far apart. from this Real Madrid team as well.
Yeah, Madrid is also struggling.
yes, Madrid is also struggling. Again, like you said, if there's any man who can actually go to Bernabeu and pick a result, it's Pep Guardiola. He knows how to win there. He's won there multiple occasions while he was in Spain. So yes, at Manchester City, I think yes, in 2017-2018 season, he defeated Real Madrid home and away when Zinedine Zidane was the manager in the same UEFA Champions League. That they lost the final. I think this season they lost the final to Chelsea. Right? Okay, it was 2020-2021 season. So he did the double against them. Can he do it this time around? I don't know with this level of player he's got, but he should have won the first leg. They were very much unlucky. They lost concentration. They can keep their heart together and then go into and hope that Real Madrid does not at some point feel that that level of complacency that we've actually won the first leg. Let's just go settle for draw. Of course, with Man City, but then it is football. Man City can actually still just sneak in through the back door. For me, it might just end up to be something that I see Man City qualifying.
All right, Maiwa, in 1 minute, who's going to take this one?
Well, for the sake of my wife, I want Man City to qualify. But for the sake of start and what we are seeing on ground, I don't think Man City will qualify. I think it's going to be Madrid all day. Yes, they've been struggling. Both teams have been struggling, but I think Madrid has a better chance of qualifying. City has not been consistent. Yes, we might say they won 4-0 against an inconsistent Newcastle side. Well, that might be a confidence booster for them. But with the way Madrid have set up, especially the Champions League, they have a way of grinding out results. Carlo Ancelotti is the master of grinding out results. I think that will come to bear again tonight, and that will probably give Madrid the victory. It might end up in a draw, but I see Madrid going through to the next round.
All right, there are also other games to look forward to. Borussia Dortmund, on the back of a 3-0 away victory, will be riding on so much confidence at the Signal Iduna Park as they take on Sporting Lisbon. Paris Saint-Germain, definitely I feel for Brest in this one. I don't know how they'll be able to escape a 3-0 deficit away at the Parc des Princes. Definitely, I don't envy them. For Juventus, they go away to PSV Eindhoven on the back of a 2-1 aggregate victory. I hope that they have what it takes to surmount the task that PSV will be giving to them at their home front tonight. Okay, big thanks, Maiwa, for being a part of the show this afternoon.
Well, it's always amazing to be here. And for the sake of the coefficient for the Champions League for Italy, I hope Juventus are able to go through against PSV. If not, we might see Italian teams dropping out of the Champions League next season. Thank you for having me.
All right, and of course, this Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Ikechukwu wants us to talk about it. Don't worry, it's done and dusted. 3 points all the way. Ikechukwu, thanks for being a part of the show as well. I don't expect your prophecy today. And of course, big thanks to Victor and the likes of Alice, and of course, Ikechukwu for reminding us about that one and not leaving out Jeremiah. My name is Jerry Alpelohai, saying stay safe, and if not to it at all, do it the sports way.